Despite their best efforts to maintain their facade, it is well known that North Korea is a politically underdeveloped nation without any personal liberties or rights. Due to its totalitarian leadership, North Korea is regarded as a pariah by the rest of the world and only has diplomatic ties with a small number of nations. Since the beginning of the Kim dynasty, there have been 3 generations of authoritarian rulers. These rulers are referred to as dear leader and promote the idea that they were divinely chosen for their position. There are several limiting laws. Today, we're going to look at several North Korean facts you probably didn't know. Subscribe to AWZ to see the videos we will be posting later. In North Korea, marijuana is not only not considered a narcotic, but is also legal. One of the most conservative nations with extremely strict rules is North Korea. That is why it is even more unexpected that marijuana is now legal. In the country, the so-called leaf tobacco is not regarded as a narcotic and grows unrestrictedly. The shrub frequently grows next to highways. It is common for people to smoke marijuana, and it is common to smell it when going through town. In the North Korean military, it is also well known that young troops find it particularly appealing. North Koreans are limited to a selection of 28 authorized hairstyles. The legislation specifying acceptable haircuts in North Korea may be one of the most unexpected laws ever. Only 28 hairstyles are formally recognized as acceptable in the nation. Men have 10 various options for short haircuts, while women have 18 to pick from. While unmarried women can allow their hair grow out a little longer, married ladies must only have short hair. North Korea's leader executed his own uncle in 2013 by placing him in a cage with 120 famished dogs while nude. Uncle to Kim Jong-un, Jang Soo-da previously served as vice head of the National Defense Commission before being branded a counter-revolutionary. As soon as Jang was exposed as a traitor, he lost all of his positions, was dismissed from the Workers' Party of Korea, and had his name almost wiped. He was photographed being taken out of the official media, and all images of him with other public figures had his presence digitally removed. Given Kim Jong's reputation for harshness, the fact that the traitor was a member of his family did not cause him to rethink the sentence. Jong and a few of his supporters were stripped naked and fed to starving dogs while still alive. Many officials were there while this horrible killing took place. In North Korea, crimes like owning a Bible, viewing South Korean television, and disseminating pornography might result in death. The execution of 80 prisoners who were bound to poles with bags over their heads was observed by thousands of people, including women and children, at the Shinpul Stadium. Machine guns were used to murder them. This was one of the many public executions that took place in North Korea, which resulted in the deaths of 80 people. The individuals who were executed were accused of seeing South Korean films, possessing Bibles, watching pornography, and using prostitutes. There is a group that drops Bibles into North Korea by parachutes. Although it is illegal to possess the Bible in North Korea, believers nonetheless manage to do so. North Korean defectors are distributing Bibles through so-called Bible balloons throughout South Korea. When the wind permits, balloons bearing the imprint of Mark, the shortest of the Gospels, are sent across the border into North Korea. The balloons have holes pierced through them, causing them to deflate after floating a predetermined amount of time. It is necessary for border guards to shoot down balloons and detain anyone who might be connected to them. DVDs of the interview have been parachuted into the nation by a North Korean defector. In a recent comedy featuring James Franco and Seth Rogen, Kim Jong-un, the ruler of North Korea, is openly parodied. It should come as no surprise that the film has been essentially prohibited in North Korea and that watching it is against the law. A South Korean activist named Park Sung-hok has stated that he thinks it's crucial for people to see the film because it will help dispel the mystique and cult around Kim Jong-un. To get 10,000 DVDs to the people of North Korea, he has sent up balloons that contain copies of the film. Every 5 years, North Korea has elections with a single candidate on the ballot. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea is the official name of North Korea, despite the fact that it is a dictatorship in order to maintain the facade. The name indicates that the nation has elections every 5 years. Unfortunately, there is just one contender on the ballot. The leadership position is inherited. However, formal elections are held, with the hereditary leader being the only option. Voting is seen as required. The prisons in North Korea are uncannily similar to the extermination camps that existed during the Holocaust under Hitler's direction. An international commission was established by the UN Human Rights Council to investigate the reality of North Korea's prison camps. The assumption that the labor camps are death camps, mostly mirroring the ones built during World War II under terrible conditions, has been asserted in a number of unsettling accounts from former captives. Prisoners are malnourished, frequently tortured, starved, beaten, and denied access to any medication or basic requirements like enough food rations or warm clothing. The majority of the inmates who are detained on suspicion of opposing the regime or of being affiliated with someone who could do so are not expected to live long, and their bodies are eventually eaten by dogs. The entire family is impacted if one member breaks the law or gets imprisoned. In North Korea, prison colonies are a common deterrent to crime. Because of the camp's cruelty, they are widely regarded as death camps and have gained international notoriety. The inmates are malnourished and overworked. However, the way people wind up there is arguably what makes the North Korean prison camps unique. Your entire family will be punished if you commit a political crime or are thought to be a revolutionary and a traitor, in addition to yourself. The criminal family will serve prison sentences for 3 generations in total because it is thought that attitudes and disloyalty run in the family. To entice South Koreans to cross the border, North Korea constructed the lovely city of Kim Jong-dong in the 1950s. In reality, it's a ghost town that's been left standing to maintain the illusion. Kim Jong-dong was established on North Korea's command. When viewed from the border, the North Korean village of Jae-jong-dong appears to be rather magnificent, with the blue roofs of the buildings serving as the most obvious visual identifier. The community appears affluent, but it is actually deserted and serving only as a 1950s propaganda prop. Additionally, the goal is to persuade South Koreans to defect. The goal was to promote the idea that people in North Korea have good living standards and an abundance of resources by projecting a picture of wealth and contentment. The body of Kim Jong-il is on display for everyone to see, even foreign tourists. Making travel nearly impossible is one of the ways the North Korean leadership tries to prevent its people from connecting with the outside world. However, a number of travel companies are permitted to arrange guided tours of North Korea. But they must adhere to a route that has been approved by the government and are not allowed to use their phones. The embalmed body of Kim Jong-il displayed in a glass coffin within a state museum is one of the main draws for Western tourists.